Hello and welcome back to Byron's Adventures in Bannerlord. Now, yeah, we have a pretty fantastic situation on our hands. I'm actually not sure whether it's so fantastic yet, but I am very much hoping that we'll do quite well here. So let's get my archers over here and we'll put them into loose formation. And now, here's the thing. You can see the power levels at the top of the screen. Obviously, you know exactly what's going on with those. However, bear in mind, these guys are the Botanians, and they actually decided to attack me, if you can believe that. I was not expecting this whatsoever. I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm definitely gonna have some problems, you know? I'm definitely gonna have some problems with these guys, but maybe not, because they're actually overconfident. They are actually overconfident, if you can believe it. Pretty crazy. As you can also see, we're eliminating a huge amount of their heavy horse archers. Apparently their heavy horse archers are just being thrown away, like they don't care about them. And that's actually very surprising to me indeed, because some of those guys are fantastic. They're really, really good, those units. I love those units. They're so nice. They just have the utmost efficiency. Basically, they're probably the best unit that you can probably get in terms of efficiency, with the exception of the noble units that you would be able to use from leveling up the Kaoses noble sons and a variety of other units like that. Anyway, we're going to tell our own cavalry to charge in here as well. Now, as you can see, the infantry from the enemy has actually started to attack us now with reckless abandon, pretty much. Not a big fan of this, but I'm trying my best, and we'll see if we can achieve something. Because here's the thing, if we can do this without taking too many casualties, then I'm going to be able to deal an extremely decisive blow against the main, well, actually one of the main, shall we say, one of the main Botanian besieging parties, and that is extremely important. I'm going to tell my infantry to charge in, and hopefully that is going to be that, because it seems like most of them are actually running away now, which is fantastic. My cavalry has completely scattered their ranged units, and I think we should be good. I don't think there is any reason to worry now. I was a bit worried to begin with, but the power levels kind of gave us an idea as to what kind of unit quality they had. But yeah, it seems like we're pretty good now, and we don't have to worry too much. So that's it. Very nice. And yeah, bear in mind that obviously the situation outside the battlefield is a little bit dicey, but hopefully, because Byron didn't take too much damage in this particular encounter, we will be able to continue onward and do some nice damage to the next group if we can get them into a favorable encounter. Oh, speaking of favorable, look at that. 189 renown, 100 influence. Very nice indeed. Obviously, I'm not entirely sure what renown even does for me at this point. I'm going to be taking all of these guys prisoner just purely for the fact that they are, I believe, all from minor factions or mercenary companies. So I'm just going to be taking them prisoner no matter what, because if they are indeed the leader of a mercenary company or something like that, then they're more than likely going to be happy to join us later down the line if we pay them a good contract or something like that. Anyway, let's see if I can just gain some more cavalry. That's what I've been attempting to do. Just cavalry, 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 as much as I possibly can. Unfortunately, oh, yeah, oh, nice, nice. We got a little noble unit right there. That's pretty cool. We'll get a couple of tier 4 units. You know, anything that I can really see here. There we go. All right, because I have been continually recruiting prisoners, and that has pretty much sustained us for the most part here. Alright, so as you can see, I actually came over here initially, apart from the fact that they're all scattered and everything, because Garrisons was actually getting himself potentially killed, and I did not want that to happen, because then he is potentially going to leave, and, well, we know how bad that can turn out, because if Garrisons leads a war party, we're going to be in a really bad situation, because for some reason now all of a sudden he has only 50 units in comparison to what he had before, when he was actually, you know, the army leader of a massive amount of enemies. But apparently now he's all of a sudden, oh, now he is a mouse rather than a man. You know, that's the kind of thing what's going on here. Anyway, this castle has been besieged. Where is that actually? Can I click on that? yeah, but it doesn't really take me anywhere by the looks of things. So is that over here? Yeah, Phykeon is still being left alone, which is actually quite nice. I would love to head over there, to be honest. I would love to head over there, take all the stuff out of the garrison at Phykeon, because I'm sure that there's quite a lot. Sure, we have quite a lot in there. But obviously I'm going to have to deal with these guys first, which is problematic in itself. Oh well, never mind. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so I think the thing is that I am injured. I have so many injured people right now that it is not really going to work out too well. Let's actually just see. Okay, I have 7 days worth of food. That might not be enough even. These guys are going to try and attack me, as you can see right here. Don't think they have enough speed, do they? I don't think they have enough speed. Even if they... yeah, well, even if they do, I think we should still be okay to achieve some kind of victory here. I was hoping that me going into the trees might actually slow them down a little bit, but then I remember that Botanians do have the speed bonus for going into forests. So I thought maybe hills? The hills might actually make a difference. Anyway, is this guy the leader of his own clan? He is. Ooh, here we go. This might very well give us a good opportunity here. Alright, so stay your hand, and let's have a look. Alright, so 68% chance. I should never, I thought to myself, I should probably not choose that one, because that one always fails for me. It doesn't matter what the percentage chance of it is, if it's 68, if it's 90, whatever. The top option on that particular conversation choice always fails. Ah, there we go. Phew. I was really, really worried about that. Anyway, this is a dangerous step. Of course it is. Ah, yes. You're not going to join me, are you? No, you're not. You absolute imbecile. Okay, yeah. Even releasing one of his own people makes no difference whatsoever, as you can quite clearly see. Ah, the persuasion system. Yes. I hope they overhaul it sometime in the future. But yeah, we're going to have to attack. And this is obviously not the most ideal situation to be in, because, well, I have about 130 people that are not really ready for fighting. So we'll see what we can do here. Okay, so my, by the way, if you take a look down at the bottom left, you'll see that archers to position, archers to position. Yeah, apparently my infantry are now being counted as archers, because I suppose most of them are skirmishers of some kind. So it might very well be better for me to put these, instead of on shield wall, we could put them on loose, because if they have ranged attacks, in other words thrown weapons, then having them spread out is just going to make them more effective in eliminating enemies. So I'm hopeful that that will indeed be the case. If it isn't, then it's my bad, and hopefully we'll be able to survive my mistake. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to tell my cavalry and my horse archers to charge in here as well. We're going to go and see if we can maybe do something. Yeah, these guys are Stygian horse raiders. Personally, I don't really count Stygian cavalry as being anything too dangerous. Maybe I'm being a little bit biased, because obviously I did have kind of a bad experience with the Stygians in my first ever playthrough of Bannerlord. I was, well, basically very new to the game. I didn't really have a huge amount of knowledge about various aspects of it, and it didn't really help that I basically chose a faction that, in my opinion, and in quite a few people's opinions, is a little bit weaker than the rest, because as far as I have always seen, the Stygians have always been eliminated first in pretty much every single playthrough I've done so far. And I've done a few. I've done, what, 4, 5? Yeah. And the Stygians are usually almost always eliminated first, or at the very least weakened significantly. So it is kind of insane to think that. It is, I don't know why that happens. I really don't know why that happens, because you would think them being in a snowy environment would actually make it a lot harder for enemy units to move around and basically just even go around in that territory at a fast pace to be able to take out the faction and hunt down the vassals and things like that. You'd think it'd be quite difficult, but no. It has shown itself to be pretty simple for enemies to eliminate them, which is very disappointing to me, because I actually liked the Sturgians the most initially. And obviously now that I've had an opportunity to sort of play with more of the factions, I have my favorites, you know. I have my clear favored factions that I like to use. And yes, horse archers are fun, and yes, I was saying initially, before I even started playing Bannerlord, and when we were just starting to hear about the various aspects of it through the dev blogs and things like that, I was saying, oh yeah, you know what, I don't think I'm going to be playing with the Kaoses because they're horse archers, and if you know me, I am not a big fan of horse archers, or I used to be not a big fan. And on top of that, they are a lot easier to counter as well, because while they are still very difficult to deal with, they can actually be caught, and they can actually be taken down relatively simply in comparison to Warband's 1. Anyway, there you go, 209 renown, 126 influence. And we took out another bunch, and they actually were the ones to want to attack us, if you recall. So this is actually kind of intriguing. I don't know why they decided to do this, to be honest, but aha. This is the guy that I attempted to persuade. I wonder if I increase my relation with him, whether he would be open to joining us in the future. His relation is actually 35 at the moment, so probably not, right? Yeah, I mean, it was 25 when we asked him, I think, and now it's 35, so it's highly unlikely that he'll end up joining us at some point in the future. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. It's a good idea just to try it, nevertheless, and see what happens. Okay, so let's see if I can get some more cavalry here. Oh, wow, there's not that many, is there? Okay, I guess I'll just take some tier 4 units. I'm over my prisoner's limit. Well, of course I am, because I have 182 wounded. So hopefully I'm going to have a good a good respite, I guess you could say. Yeah, these guys also were on the outskirts of the fight. So now they're free to go wherever they want, because I don't think I'm going to ever be able to catch them as it is right now with my current army size. Alright, so we've got a pretty interesting situation on our hands right here. Basically, there's a huge army over there. We're taking significant casualties, as you can see, from, well, I would assume starvation or something like that. And we had a couple of people trying to surround us here while I am attempting to besiege this. Now, bear in mind that I am at, basically almost zero amounts of food. I'm at 2 days left. And this is going to be pretty dicey. I don't know whether we're going to have the opportunity to prevail here, because my trebuchets might take way too long. They might take way too long in doing what they need to do, but we'll see what happens. We're probably going to get attacked by this army, potentially. Oh, Medini Castle? Ah, I see. Yes, we actually had someone leave, as you can see right there. I actually have no idea who that was. Who actually left? What a classic. What a classic. Okay, I don't know who left. Let's just pause real quick. I can't move the camera at all. Oh, wow. Did he really take... Yeah, he did. Yeah. I don't know why they do this. I had given him, what is it, 2, 3 fiefs? I think 2. I think he had 2. I'm not entirely sure. I think he had 3 at this point, actually. And now all of a sudden, now he's like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna go and join the Azurai. Ah, yeah. Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? Ah, yes. Okay, well, at least my trebuchets are doing a fantastic job. So let's lead an assault. And wait a minute. Did someone else just join the Azurai? Literally, like, just now? Did you see that? Yes, these guys. Is that Garrios's? Is that Garrios's clan? Oh, no, I'm not sure. You see? Now I am not sure whatsoever. Okay, I actually didn't even build any siege towers and battering rams now because I was so distracted by the wonderful defections that are currently going on. And I gotta say, I feel like relation makes no difference. I feel like it makes no difference because what is the point in being able to give these guys influence and indeed gain relation with them if all they end up doing is literally just leaving? And I mean, yeah, sure, you know, you can give them influence to be able to utilize some armies and be able to lead their own armies and things like that. And that makes that makes some good sense. However, I don't understand why it would be a thing where they literally end up leaving after, I don't know, after going through so much. Like, I don't really get it. I don't know. I mean, I understand, yes, I do understand that you need to give these guys fiefs, but I thought I'd actually given them a decent amount. You know, I'd given them 2 or 3 fiefs, and I don't think it should really be the case where you need to give them a certain threshold before they defect. I mean, yeah, you know, I don't know. It feels to me very unnatural because if you are indeed, you know, a vassal and this guy persuades you to join his faction, and then all of a sudden you have 2 fiefs and you're doing pretty well, and then you think to yourself, let me just join the faction that I left, which is just about to be eliminated from the game. That doesn't make sense, right? I mean, the Aserai are almost done. I mean, this Sanala is basically the only fief that they have remaining. And, yeah, you know what? In the future, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that all of our current vassals have have at least 3 fiefs. Every single one of our vassals should have 3 fiefs before I decide to persuade any more, because otherwise it's just, I mean, I could persuade them just as a temporary stopgap, but I should never really spend any money to persuade people, and I should never give them fiefs either. I guess it's taken me a bit of time to really think about this and to kind of come to the painful realization that it is just not a good idea. Like, I'd love to give them fiefs, and I'd love to make them be able to recruit from there and become more powerful and stuff like that, but it just does not seem worth it. Not at all, in actual fact. So it's pretty sad. Pretty sad that has happened. Okay, so yeah, we gave that guy Medini Castle. Did he leave? Let's actually have a look here. Yeah, so Askar has actually left, as you can see, and now they have created a much larger area for us to be worried about, which is great. Oh, it's so nice of them. And we can now give something to someone else. Okay, so let's have a look here. So this guy, we're going to give it to Suruk because now he has 3 fiefs as well. Now let's see. This is going to be a test, because I know a lot of you have told me that if you give at least 3 fiefs to a person, he's going to be less likely to leave. Oh, Kareth only has 1? Why does he only have 1 now? I have no idea, but at least this particular clan has 3, and Kareth only has 1? I don't know why. I have no idea why, because these guys... oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, these guys are going to try and take this back almost immediately, but I think I could probably fight them pretty easily and probably win. Now, here's the problem. My party is now starving. So I'm thinking we're probably going to go and attack them. I think we're probably going to go and attack them right away here, because I have no food. My only hope is basically stealing some food from them, pretty much. Looting some food when I defeat them. If I defeat them, that is. So let's see if I can just get a couple of prisoners to join me, and then we'll head in. Well, amusingly enough, they were actually running away from me at this point, and I'm actually wondering whether I can... this is a clan tier 6 guy. There is no way I'm going to be able to persuade him. I'm going to do it literally just for the fact that I would like to... yeah, okay, apparently he's not. He doesn't want to listen to me. He doesn't want to listen. Oh, I can actually make peace with Britannia. Do I want to do that? You know, I actually don't. I actually don't. I feel like I can probably win this fight. So I'm going to go for it. We're only, error 404. Yes, error 404 against the enemy. And they're, what is it? Well, they have 623 on the battlefield at the moment, but they obviously have a little bit more than that. So let's see what we can do. Okay, so my archers are still archers. Well, technically my infantry are still archers, so let's put them in loose formation. Let's take our other archers and put them over here. Let's take our cavalry and put them up on here too. And we'll hopefully be ready by the time the enemy comes over here. Look at this. This is an absolutely fantastic battlefield to be on. Hopefully we're going to be okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Remind me, never shoot in first person with a bow at least, because for some reason I'm absolutely awful with it. I'm okay with a crossbow in first person, but with a bow, no chance. It's kind of weird. It is kind of weird. I mean, that's the funny thing. When I'm on foot, I'm okay with a bow in first person, but when I'm on a horse, it just does not work. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Anyway, hopefully I'll be able to kill a couple of people, because in a previous fight, I don't know whether you noticed, but my thrusting skills were significantly awful. Pretty much. Just bad. Just plain bad. So I'm hopeful that we might be able to do something a little bit different. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now hopefully I can maybe do something from the side here. I was hopeful that I might be able to murder some of the enemy cavalry, but no such luck. We are going to be taking quite a few casualties here, but hopefully my skirmishers and things like that will actually be doing quite a bit of damage. And yep, seems to be working quite nicely. If we can just eliminate a couple of people, that's all that really matters. You know, I don't really need to be an absolute monster of a killing machine as Byron. I can pretty much just run in, cause a little bit of a distraction here and there, maybe give them an additional target to attack, and that's pretty much it. That's all I really need to do. And hopefully our crossbowmen and archers and things like that will be able to kill everything else. Here we go. Yeah, this is the main problem here. We're receiving enemy reinforcements, and they have obviously renewed morale, and that's obviously going to make a bit of a different situation. Okay, hopefully I can do some damage here. There we go. Nice. These guys are running, so we don't really need to worry about them. And instead, I'm going to try and kill this guy. Ah! No such luck. But there it is. That's indeed a victory for us. There's only a grand total of 20 enemies remaining, and this is exactly the reason why I thought to myself, why should I make peace for 1 dinar if I can go to war against them and actually achieve monumental victories? Just look at the amount of bodies around here. Just look at this. Yeah, I mean, let the bodies hit the sand, because that's exactly what's happening here. Yes, if you can get over the cringiness of that particular reference / joke. Yes, anyway, there you go. We did lose 27 units, which is to be expected, of course. We lost a lot of palace guards, but I don't really mind about those so much, because they're doing their jobs. They're exactly doing their jobs, exactly what we want them to do. And this guy is actually a good guy. He has a good personality, amusingly enough. I yield. Congratulations on your victory. I suppose what I'm going to do is I will let him go. Oh. No, he's not a good personality. Okay, that's kind of weird. Sometimes what they say initially really determines what kind of personality they have, but apparently according to what we did when taking that guy and letting him go, has indicated that he's not a good personality. Okay, that's kind of weird. Anyway, I'm going to take Pelisor prisoner. Sorry, Pelisor. Stop, I yield. This guy might be good, so we'll let him go. I am? Well, I am grateful. Is he, though? Is he? Okay, what about Sanion? Is he the leader of his? No, Oros is the leader, so I will take him prisoner. Because we've got to take a couple of these guys prisoner, because I don't have that much in the way... Oh, this guy's actually a new clan. So we'll let him go, because he no doubt will have basically nothing to fight us with, pretty much. Ergion, we'll take him prisoner. There we go. And what about this fellow? Yorig. Okay, we'll take him prisoner as well. There are so many. Just look at this. This is absolute insanity, being able to take so many of them prisoner. And bear in mind that taking these guys prisoner, obviously, if I were to be someone that would execute them, then it is really good, you know? You'd be able to execute them very, very nicely, and you would pretty much wound the Botanians so dramatically that you'd probably never have any problems with them again. Well, you probably would have a little bit, because obviously they still have a significant strength in their faction, but you know, it would be a very decisive blow against them. Anyway, let's see if they actually have any food. Yeah, there we go. They've actually given us 3 days worth on top of the one that we already had. And yeah, now I'm actually wondering who I need to speak to persuade those guys to join us. Again. Okay, so Saruk has created an army. Good for you. Good for you, sir. And let me see here. Okay, well, I guess I can just level these guys up a little bit later, because I would like to go and see what's actually going on with our prisoners. And is that it? Really? Just one? Which is 2? Really? Oh, okay, well, I guess that's the way it is. Okay, so 130. No, Kareth. Kareth has actually left, finally. Oh. Wow. That's a long time, eh? He was actually with us for a really, really long time. And that's the funny thing. I gave him Kasira. So he has literally taken Kasira with him. And that is a town. And that is bad. That is really, really bad. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to... How am I supposed to deal with that loss? Because, I mean, obviously him taking a town, I mean, yeah, you know, it's to be expected, that he would leave, because obviously, you know, he's not happy with the amount of fiefs that he has, but he has in the past had very small amounts of fiefs, and it's kind of weird that he would now end up leaving, but I guess that's just the way it is. Okay, well, I guess I'll give this to Garrios. I mean, the thing is that he has 2 now, so if I can give him 1 more, then he should be pretty happy to stay. I'm going to have to rush over here as soon as possible. Oh, no. Oh, what? Are you serious? They're being led by a mercenary? That's not very good. Okay, I guess I will just head in here and see if I can maybe take them down. There we go. Okay, so I could... I don't think I can persuade this guy. No. Okay, so let's just go in with auto-resolve. That guy is now being attacked. Ukbar Castle, actually. Oh, yeah, never mind. Ukbar Castle is actually good, because Saruk is actually attacking it. That's very nice to see. And I guess we'll... I mean, taking prisoners at this point doesn't really make any difference, because we have so many, and they're taking a long time to be persuaded. Ah, yes. Look at that lovely large army that is going to attempt to be taking this castle. And look at Saruk. Saruk is having some problems. Okay, I'm going to actually let the castle go. And we're going to head over here and try and help Saruk. I don't know how many they have here. Going to have to help him. Okay, so yeah, we have a pretty significant bonus here. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end this episode off here. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.